Did you hear I went shopping at Dollar Tree? I have a great Valentine's Day project for you. I'm gonna remove the string from both of these, but I wanna save it. And I'm painting them both white with acrylic paint. Why, you ask? Because we are gonna decoupage. We wanna make sure it has a nice crisp background so the colors shine through beautifully. So I'm gonna take one of the hearts and I am going to decoupage. I have a container and I'm gonna put some satin Mod Podge in there. That way, if I get anything weird in my brush, I'm not gonna contaminate the whole jar. I'm starting with the napkin, and we're gonna decoupage. And these napkins, surprisingly, are printed on all 4 panels. A lot of times you'll just have 1 panel printed, so you would need more. But I can do 1 napkin over this whole thing. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna just use the whole thing. Makes everything so much easier. This was a surprise for me, so just remember, sometimes you just don't know what you're gonna get. In which case, you just decoupage in pieces, doesn't matter. But we get to do the whole thing. I wanna have a damp brush. I don't wanna start with a dry brush. It just cleans up easier. I'm going to cover this whole heart with the satin Mod Podge. I'm not being neat about it, but I don't want it too thick. Take your napkin and stretch it. Make sure that you are covering every corner here, every part of that heart. So I'm gonna lay it down and kind of hold it, stretch it a little, stretch it that way, stretch it this way, spread it down. You're gonna get wrinkles, expect it. You just don't really want those crease lines. That's the biggest thing I'm worried about. And if you do rip a hole, don't worry, nobody will know. Just start spreading it on there. Take your finger and put it in the Mod Podge and start just smoothing it a little bit. You're gonna get wrinkles. You'll never get them all, and you don't want to. It gives it a little texture. But you're putting it on there, you're putting Mod Podge on top. Smooth it as best you can. You just wanna make sure you get that napkin stuck onto that heart. Take a toothpick, a pencil, whatever, and just stick it right through where the holes are. Because right now, while it's wet, it easily pokes through. And then put another coat on. It is gonna look cloudy, but it's gonna dry clear. And now's an easy time to kind of just rip it, depending on your napkin. So you don't have all that excess hanging. So go ahead and go around everything. If you have old scissors you don't care about, do that. Just give it a trim. We're gonna do the next one the same way. We are gonna use tissue paper instead though. And you can choose to use the hearts or you can use the solid color, either or. I'm going hearts. So exact same thing, doing Mod Podge all over it. All right, and let's put it down. And here's a tip, before you put it down, make sure you have washed your hands from the previous Mod Podge because that will be drying on your hand. And when you try to smooth it out, it's going to rip your paper. The tissue paper rips easier. So just be careful. If it rips, don't sweat it. I'll show you how we're gonna fix that. Okay, but we're just gonna take some torn pieces and Mod Podge it over. Now it's gonna look like a little bit of a heart collage. And we're gonna just do that all over the whole thing. So it's not just that one spot. So just throw some Mod Podge down, put some Mod Podge over, let it dry. Okay, once you have the holes covered, go ahead and just brush Mod Podge all over the whole thing like we did last time. If you want to trim those edges, trim them. If you want to wait until later, wait until later. But I would poke those holes now because it's just a little bit easier.
I put one of the hearts into the laser engraver and then I cut out an inner heart.
So once you have the heart cut out, you want to clean up those edges. You can either just take scissors and trim it as close as possible. Otherwise, take an emery board. It'll give you a nice clean edge. I'm gonna glue these together, but first, I'm gonna add some glitter. So I'm gonna take a cup and we've got red and we've got pink on there. So I'm gonna use whatever red and pink I have. Throw it in a cup. Let's throw a little chunky in there, some chunky pink, another fine red. That should be plenty for what I need. So for this, I'm gonna take some super gloss Mod Podge. Pour some in a separate container so I don't contaminate the actual Mod Podge bottle. Take the Mod Podge and paint it where you want this glitter to go. Now I'm going to sprinkle this stuff on there. I'll tap it down a little, shake the excess off right here. Now you want to take some glue, spread it around. Really, you want it on the edge. You don't really care if it gets totally in there. So this should be plenty of glue. All right, line it up, squish it together, put something heavy on it and let it dry. Here is the heart, the front, the back. Here's the side. We are going to cover that up. Here's the glitter. We're gonna finish this puppy up. I have my leftover mix of glitter and a tray. I'm gonna pour that right in. I'm going to do some UV resin on the inside of this. It will keep the glitter intact so it won't get all over your house, and it will brighten it up. It'll look beautiful. Got a bottle of UV resin, and I have a UV lamp. I'm gonna take some UV resin, squirt a little bit out. I do not need any kind of a thick coat here. Just remember that. Just gonna spread it around. You can fill it up with regular resin too, doesn't matter, because that will hold it in there. I've just been using UV resin lately, and I've had some fun with it because I had never used it before until recently. And I'm just running this very gently over. I did UV resin on coasters for my niece's wedding, and they turned out really cute. People seem to really enjoy them. I'm gonna take some of the glitter and I'm gonna sprinkle it so it covers the edge there. I just wanna run it along there, and I'll shake off the excess. Now I'm gonna turn the light on it just to set what's there. I have a question for you. When you do a craft, does it usually go just as you plan, like you see a vision and you follow it to the end, or does it usually take a hard left somewhere in between, and maybe it turns out better, but it usually is never exactly like you originally envisioned, or are you pretty good at sticking with it and it goes just as you thought? Let me know in the comments below. I'm gonna take a little more of the UV resin, and what I'm gonna do is just try to make it look like it's exploding out of the heart. I won't really know what this looks like until I get that glitter on there. I'm gonna take this glitter, sprinkle it on there. Okay, see, right now. Now I'm gonna put it under the UV light, let it harden, then I'm gonna brush off the excess. I'm gonna brush the excess off here. Let's hope it looks like it's exploding out of the middle there. I'm gonna do more UV resin around the outside, and I'm gonna have it just come in, and we'll see how it looks. Here it is. I call it the exploding glitter heart. There's the front, there's the back, and let me know what you think about it down in the comments below. And if you want to see another one, go check out this one.
Remember, life's too short not to shimmer, so grab your glue gun and your glitter. Stay safe.